All right. Rhythm games. You may have heard of them. We are here with a brand new release on the Switch 2. We've got Rhythm Heaven or Rhythm Paradise here in Australia. Groove. This is a semi-discounted title. I think it's selling for 59 retail, 49 retail. Depends where you buy it. And it's a rhythm game. It's a the demo's out. You can play it now on the Switch store, on the eShop. And it is a rhythm game that's more about the beat. So it's more about, timing and less so than the music. The music is more, I don't want to say generic. It's obviously got a lot of history to it, particularly with the composer. But yeah, we're going to check it out here. So let me bring up the game. Let's take the blur off it. That might help. Let's go back here. Let's take this filter off it. All right, so this let's bring the audio up as well. This is, as I said, this is a rhythm game. This is one that kind of. It's more of a micro game. It goes to that sort of WarioWare if you've played those games. So that micro game concept. So you'll see we've got stage 1, which consisted of five levels or 4 games and one sort of capstone. That's in the demo. So it brings in, you load the game up. It's like, hey, you played the demo. Do you want to bring up your save game stuff? So did that, and now we're just going to we're going to play. We're going to play and see some of these games. So. Let's play one of these stage 1 games first, just so you get the sort of vibe of it. This is probably my favourite one. It's Disc Dog. And the idea here is, and I think they might even tutorialize it again, or maybe not. Yeah, here we go. So you're the dog. This lady's going to throw. Oops. This lady's going to throw that, and we're counting 7 beats. 4, 5, 6, 7. On the 7th, you jump, and you can catch it. Obviously, it's a bit off there. Also, we'll be curious to see. Okay, curious to see what the capture kit does to the timing here. Yep. So this game's actually pretty fun. Obviously, this is a tutorial, so it's very, very slow. But they'll do things with like camera and timing that that sometimes you're not expecting, and so you're going to have to kind of improvise on the fly, which is a good skill to learn, especially if you play music or if you're interested in music. 5, 6, 7. It's handy to be able to sort of pick up a beat. I think I got that one off the fly. So again, we're sort of practicing here. 5, 6, 7. And now they'll play songs and sort of you get to see the let's skip this tutorial. You kind of get an idea of the 6, 7, the kind of soundtrack. So there's gaps. 7. One of the things that really intrigues me about this is I'm curious how they go about. Oh, I missed that one. Talking and gaming. 5, 6, 7. That was off. How they handle difficulty spikes in this game. So now you can see we're going. The camera moves. 4, 5, 6, 7. To kind of keep you on your toes, you can't rely on, where the dog is in proportion to the disc. It's pretty interesting. Missed that one. Yep. The soundtrack so far from the demo has not been particularly amazing. 5, 6, 7. Five, 6, 7. 5, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, so you get the idea. The thing that's interesting to me is not necessarily the game itself, or the mini game itself. It's if you think about the evolution of that is 2 discs flying at the same time, and you're counting 7 beats from each disc thrown. And then you get into polyrhythms, and then you get into, so that's the thing that I'm curious to see if this game actually is going to do. Or if it's just going to be, kind of very simple, 8 bar, 4 bar kind of games. So this is a new game. I haven't seen this one. This is Ribbit Rocket. Help the frogs hit new heights. Match the beat and turn the lead pad into a launch pad. Okay, let's have a look. Art style, it's very kind of almost reminiscent of those Flash games of, the early mid 2000s, or even the 90s for that matter. So that Shockwave kind of vibe. I may have just given away my age by saying that, but right time to give. Okay. Okay, so hang on. So okay, a little half beat there. 2. Okay. It's 1 and 2.
Okay.
Interesting.
Let's try it for real.
Let's do it. Okay, so that was interesting. This is a 4 beat. Off the 4 beat, that's interesting. Okay, here we go. Yeah, a bit of a mix. Interesting, simple control schemes. The majority of games I played in the demo, except for one, were... just get this. were 1-button games. There's one game that was a 2-button game. Oh. 2, 3. So there you go. They moved the camera, which is pretty... Oh, fuck that up. A lot of head nodding, as you can imagine. Again, there's that camera kind of play. They're getting a bit more, obviously, a bit more involved now, which is cool.
You helped the frogs jump very high, and you didn't panic when you couldn't see. You handled the falling frogs gracefully.
So there's kind of like, a bit of a result, and then you get a amazing, as far as I know, is the highest you can go. I don't know if maybe there's a higher one. Although I did definitely stuff a couple of those up, so maybe there is an S rank or something. I have not played a hell of a lot of the Rhythm Heaven Paradise games. Even going back to, was it on... let me have a look here. What were the other platforms on? I think one was on... It was on DS for sure. Okay, wow. Okay, it goes back as far as the GBA. So this is not a game I've had a huge amount of background, and I kind of want to go back and check them out. Maybe we'll do a deep dive on them because it's a cool concept. I'm curious if they do anything else with the Switch 2, like if they're I'm kind of curious. I think it's a Switch 1 game that just plays a bit uprosed on Switch 2, if I'm not mistaken. It's a Switch 1 game that plays a little better on Switch 2, is my understanding. Let's check this game out. I mean, you can imagine you don't need a terribly powerful machine to to make this game or to play this game. Press down to hit the brakes at the same time as the other cars. If you're feeling unsure, hold Y to see an example. Okay. Press down at the right time. Okay. Okay, alright, we're getting it. Stop. Yep, okay.
braking. Beep. Now try accelerating in time with
Okay,
the other
now we're
cars.
accelerating.
Press A when the countdown hits 0. Beep.
All right. So let's do this. So now we're accelerating. Oh, okay, there's a timer. So there's a timer for accelerating and 2 beats. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
And then 2 beeps for a reverse. Oh, sorry, for a break. Okay.
Last but not least.
Interesting.
Beep. Let's combine the two and get you used to alternating between them. Accelerate with A and brake with down. Beep.
One, two, three. Stop. Yep. And then stop. Okay, so now we're playing with memory and we're playing with beats. But this is less of knowing where you are in a measure and just the rules and you know the timing there.
Okay. Beep.
Okay.
Time to film the video. Beep.
All right. Yeah, this game is interesting. I mean, it's not as, to me, not as interesting as perhaps some of the others. Because you're not actually having to keep track of where you are in a song. Okay, we're going at the same time here. Interesting. Some of this instrumentation reminds me of the Pineapple Apple Pen song. All right. That was neat. Not as exciting to me as the other games that we've played so far.
From the video director.
It just seemed a little
Your
bit.
braking was immaculate and you accelerated at the right moment.
Yeah, I think it was just. It's less about the actual music beat, the music bar. I find that stuff a little bit more interesting than kind of pattern memorization and replay. And that was a bit too simple, I think, for me. But there we go.
The game may be a little basic, but the developer tried really hard. Please give it a play.
This is the story of any Steam Early Access. All right, hop and slide.
This
Okay.
game was created by young Miho here for her programming
Oh, good for
class.
her.
Let's get into it with some
Let's do it.
press A to jump over hurdles. Try to get familiar with the vocal cue.
Okay. Okay, what am I listening for? When do you want me to jump? You don't want me to jump after? No, it's not before. Oh, it's very specific. Okay. No. No. This is very interesting. So there's another game, funnily enough, about jumping through hoops. This is very strange. And it could be, and for full, transparency, this could be related to the capture kit. Obviously we're passing it through a capture kit that comes into the computer, then the computer streams out. So there may be some delay involved in there, but these games are the only ones I struggle with. So now we're sliding, okay, we're jumping and sliding. These are the games I've struggled with. We'll go back and check out that hoop game. See, that one's fine. Okay.
Okay. You've almost got it. Let's put both actions.
All right, now we're going to do a tutorial with everything combined. Okay. Yeah, I'm jumping a little later than I would like now, but I've sort of finding the pattern for it. I'm not liking the delay.
Okay.
That I have to wait to actually execute that move. As I said, there's a hoop jumping game, which is the one with all the sad faces. You've probably seen that picture around. And that's how I felt playing that game. Oh, jeez. All right. All set, jump. All right. No. Okay. Ooh. All right. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. That's cool. All right. That was kind of cool. Ooh, okay. I liked the music definitely helps with that game.
From the developer, Miho.
I
hope you play. Good.
Good. All right. Yeah. No, that's fair. That was a rough one.
Play again?
Let's check out this hoop jumping game. I really found the window in which it really wants you to put in that input to be really, really tight. And this is the first game that you play. Like, you put the game in the cartridge in, and this is the first thing you see. And
Let's begin.
I'm gonna try it off on out of the dock, because I don't know if it's maybe a calibration thing. It does make you go through a calibration the first time you play it.
Watch
But
out.
something about this game feels a little... so it makes you stuff up the first few times just to sort of teach you. I'm going to skip ahead so you can kind of see how this game works. So here we go. So that that last... You're that last guy. As you can see, sad face you. And that last little egg, the input required to actually land those hoops is so tight. The funny thing is now I'm getting them, but when I'm on camera. But for me, there we go. The thing for me is this is the first thing that a player is potentially, is going to see. It's the literal first game in the game, and I don't know if it's the right pick. I mean, from just a pure pacing, I don't know what you want to call it, perspective, to give a game to a play that's so tight when they're just getting into, Rhythm Heaven or Rhythm Games, or, this could be their first Rhythm game they've ever played. That was me. It's not a great start. And so, actually coming out of that demo, I was like, oh, I don't know. But they do such interesting things with sort of pacing and difficulty that I'm really curious to sort of get into it and see how it goes, how it develops. So far, obviously, as you've seen, the games have been sort of, easy to middle to medium difficulty. But there's so much potential. Like, as someone that plays music, like, there's a lot of potential for them to do things that are much more challenging at the high level, like, the expert level. So let's finish this stage off, and that'll probably be it for the show today. But I really want to show sort of the capstone missions and how that works as well.
Let's work on your finger strength. Press A to pop the bubbles after they've been inflated by heat.
Okay. Oh, hang on, wait. One. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. So I thought I was actually... Okay. I thought it was a Bunsen burner for a sec. Okay. On the fingers. I was not paying attention. It does feel like I'm listening and feeling the haptics. And it does feel like maybe my calibration is slightly early. So it'll be something to take a look at. Okay, hang on. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely a tad, like milliseconds early in terms of what it's expecting.
Let's pop some.
All right, we're doing it. Simple game. One, two, three. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it does the sort of rock band guitar here. I think these will come to us. A little bit of Simon Says here. Oh, I stuffed that up. All right, here we go. Yeah, I needed the visuals on that one. All right. Yeah, we'll play with the calibration after this. We'll check out the sort of what else is in the game after this thing. Ooh. Yeah, it's definitely early. Ooh. Alright. One of the when the blue ball pops, which does not sound great to come out of my mouth, but when that That one pops. It does not sound good. Sounds unsavory. Oh god, I'm talking and playing. Yeah, this is... I felt like I was pretty on time there, and it was not doing it. So we will check out the calibration mode. It sort of does the Guitar Hero thing where, you know, it'll start the game and say, hey, can you tap this button 20, 30, I don't know how, it felt like an eternity in time with this beat, and we'll calibrate it for you. It doesn't give you the milliseconds. It doesn't tell you what that calibration outcome is. Maybe it does in the settings. We'll have a look before we check out the remix too. Let's have a look here. TV input delay settings. Yeah, there we go. It'll do it again. So they don't tell you, you know, what the latency is, but you literally just hit the button. Literally.
Okay, you should be all set.
You'd hope.
It's possible that the adjustment could have a strange effect.
So,
for example, you might hear the sound of a successful action.
This is interesting. It is possible that the adjustment could have a strange effect. For example, you may hear the sound of a successful action when you failed. So I'm assuming there's certain games, this is complete guesses, I haven't seen this happen to me, where they program in the success by default and the failure gets calculated after the maneuver is, or the action is taken. Because there's probably a window of tightness and they need to get it in. It's easier to get it as a success first than it is for a failure, which is interesting. Just it's a pure, you know, curiosity of how the game's built. But that I found that really interesting.
About that. It's just something that happens sometimes when we make this kind of adjustment.
Sure.
But
So this is the other thing. It's they're basically saying that the handheld or the undocked version of the Switch is the golden standard. So they don't expect there to be ever any delay or input that they obviously haven't calculated beforehand on each Switch device, which is interesting. We'll go back. Let's check out this capstone. We'll quickly. I'll show you sort of the multiplayer menu, and then we'll call it a day here. I'm curious to check the multiplayer with some friends later. I'll maybe talk about it on the podcast next week. So this is probably one of my favorite parts of the game. They do these remixes. Oh, that was me. What is that? I'm trying to figure out the timing. Okay, it's a one beat. Okay, so they do this thing. So here we go. So now we're playing this game. Oops. Oh, not this one. Let's see if it's fixed it. I feel like that one was a little better after that calibration. It didn't say the last one though. It is hard to play this and talk, I will say. That was quick. That was a quick remix. So yeah, they kind of mix different of the games together and sort of put it together, and you're sort of context switching between the games really quickly, which is pretty cool. Replayability is there. I am curious to like see if I can get gold on, you know, on all the games and that sort of thing. I mean, we'll see how long that stays. I tend to ADHD out on it after a while, but then they've got this cafe, which I haven't seen yet, so let's check it out.
Welcome. This is the cafe.
Little break.
And if you find yourself a bit stuck on something, maybe
all right.
Anyway, talk
to you later.
Other.
Oh, so is it just like a fun fact?
Welcome.
Uh-huh.
Feeling healthy? Staying on beat? Well,
Wow.
here's a
I don't know
fresh
about
bottle of
that.
Joe for ya. Beep. Oh, by the way, I heard you
My coffee machine
been
broke
working on a
in
few
other
mem-
news, which is devastating. That must have been me moving. I was like, why is it? What does it want to do? Game chat. Yeah, my coffee machine broke, so this is sending me into a depression. Let's get out of the cafe. Yeah, it's kind of like a thing. Beat spell, follow rhythm, cast mass. Maybe let's check out a little. Oh,
Please be aware that the audio delay on the TV
Oh,
you're using
okay.
may result in less optimal gameplay in this mode. We recommend playing Beat Spell.
let's check it out. I don't think we'll finish this whole thing, but I'm curious to see what this is. This looks like a
Now then, open your eyes.
okay, little RPG, little rhythm RPG.
Finally, you're awake.
Okay, A and B, or left and down, or right and down. You're awake.
I am outside the cave. Speaking.
Okay.
Ah, you don't know what I'm talking about.
I have no
So
idea
it
what you're
seems
talking
the
about.
memories are gone.
It's pretty dark for
Well, I suppose it's only fair to refresh
the memories are
them.
gone. The memories
Teach
are
you
gone.
how to cast spells again.
Okay.
First, press B to perform the moves.
All right. Okay. What?
Moving like a pro already.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just pressing B.
Now for the magic.
Uh huh.
Press A to cast.
Okay. Okay. There's a global timer. It's
Quite
the beat.
impressive.
It's the 4 beats. You're trying to get matches on. Okay. That's my assumption. Let's find out.
You're going to have to put it all
Yeah.
together.
There you go.
You must perform the move.
I noticed when it was moving that little the button press around that it was in time. Like it's a cycle. So I'm
Look for the
assuming.
B and A icons and press the buttons in rhythm to
All right. B. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, the delay is. Oh, that was perfect. Okay,
Move
yeah, there is
just
certainly
halfway.
delay. Okay, that's flame.
You can cast this magic rip. Let's try again.
Okay. Oh, we're casting it twice. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right.
Bravo. Your skills have. But I wonder. Let's find out. Cast.
Okay, without the training wheels now. This is cool. I mean,
Yeah. I can see why everyone was always calling. By the way, if you move and cast with perfect timing, your magic.
critical hit.
You
Yeah,
should
makes
aim for as
sense.
many critical hits.
All right.
I think you're
I wonder how
right to
deep
that.
this goes. I
We
mean,
can't let-
obviously this is a very interesting mechanic, but
That was an attack.
uh-huh.
When
Let
you
me
take a
guess.
hit from a monster,
Cure spell.
if your
Gonna get a
attack
cura.
is 0 and if
Gonna get
all
some
your cards
Phoenix
are clear,
Downs.
Well, let's make sure you defeat the the kingdom's everlasting.
Okay.
I'm counting.
No, okay, maybe later. Maybe there's a healing spell that comes in. Okay, so you kind of go through. I'm not going to play this all the way through, but I'm just curious.
Here we go.
4, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when do they attack me? I'm curious if I let it go. Okay, so they have a timer. 1. Okay. Get XP. I think I saw some XP fly out of that guy. Alright, little level up. Okay. This is interesting. Yeah, I'm not going to play this anymore, but you get the idea. How do I get out? Is it not?
Continue.
Okay, there we go. Back to menu. In terms of multiplayer, again, it's just me here, but we'll have a look. There's a bunch of multiplayer games, I believe. Let me get the
Work together. Rhythm tweezers. Take turns
back of the box is
walking
saying
around
there are
the
30
Use both hands
over
and stay
30
sharp.
over 30
Remember,
games
it's
for
a team
multiplayer.
thing.
And yeah, just to confirm, this is a Switch 1 game. Yet to confirm what the Switch 2 benefits are. Although I recall vaguely hearing something about maybe it just looks better. It gets upscaled or something. So don't take my word on that. I will correct the record on the site once I look that up. Multiplayer games again. I'm just me, so I won't be able to do much here. But we'll keep you updated. I'll talk about it on the podcast. I'm curious to play this with some of my friends. So
Play with
And that's kind of it. It looks like there's some bonus stuff here. You can listen to the songs, which is pretty cool if you're into it. Again, the soundtrack has not particularly been amazing. It's been functional for the games, but no more than that. And it looks like there's some secret stuff. Maybe if you get everything to gold, you can check this out. Inside Game Story sounds interesting. I'm curious if it's like developer commentary or anything like that. I mean, I doubt it, but. And that's it. That's Rhythm Paradise. It's out now. It's on Switch 1 and Switch 2. And there's a demo out on the eShop. You can go check it out. Yeah, thanks for joining me. If you've got any interest in checking out Rhythm Heaven Group, add it to your library on the site. Sign up, leveluptimes.com, and have a look there. And you can check out all of our other games in our games library. Add them up and keep abreast of all the information with all your favourite games. Until next time, have a great end of your week. And this weekend we might be doing a little bit with that Star Fox 64, Star Fox Switch 2 version. I'm very curious to compare and contrast the two, so I've got a bit of an idea there of what I want to do. So we might check that out this weekend. And then, of course, next week we've got another episode of the Level Up Times podcast for you. So a lot more happening next week as well that I don't want to spoil just yet, but it's pretty exciting. So, yeah, thanks for joining me. And as always, keep gaming.